Alright, hello there guys. And I have a very alarming thing to say here. I have very I'm in 4chan, by the way. I'm not currently logged on. I don't have an account on 4chan. So I'm basically here to observe what's going on. So let me just say this real quick. The situation isn't great. The situation is great. If you don't know what's going on, well, I haven't actually told about this. I haven't actually told about this topic yet. Essentially, my friend made a post, and it's this one in 4chan. It's called, "Whose side are you on? Anti-degeneracy or degenerates?" Yes, he made this post, and judging by the picture he just posted here, it's not great. I can already tell something's going on. So apparently, what he meant by anti-degeneracy is that anti-degeneracy sometimes opposes all kinds of craps nowadays, like anime that over-sexualizes female characters, furries, basically cosplaying as animals these days, but and genders. Basically, there's only two, male and female, the only genders. And according to him, the degenerates are jerks off all day, slave to anime girls, watches VTubers, virtual YouTubers, has no discipline, no life, never stops looking at the screen, dependent on the damn internet, drinks all sorts of unhealthy stuff, believes in crappy stuff. Basically the total opposite of anti-degeneracy. Tell me whose side you're on. And now you might be thinking, is this gonna work? Is this gonna work on the mindset of people? The short answer is no. Because let's just say people's minds are delegated, and let me just say really on something else. I'd say they really know what's going on here, despite the fact that, say, just a relatively anonymous user here. I think this is his first post. I've seen pictures of him on 4chan before. However, I'm not sure if he made any posts related to this. This is the first picture that he showed me about his post. This is his first post that he showed me, and I'm not really sure. By the way, if you don't know who he is, his username is Anti-Degeneracy Leader. Yes, that's him. And his actual name is Sage Ryan. He's a Filipino, just like me. And let me just say a brief history of him. And I'm gonna be blunt about this one. He's fucking crazy. In real life, he's a crazy and ludicrous friend of mine. We have met each other back in 2023, and from the beginning, he wasn't a great guy. He was just like very homophobic, very judgmental, and way too say that he keeps on looking at people one-sided. He keeps looking at people like they're one-dimensional. He has a one-dimensional view on people. And it only got worse when I showed up, because I told him about history, and then he started looking at, well, you guessed it, he started looking at Nazis. It's already obvious from the fact on the PFP. And to be fair, I could say it was my fault, because I showed him history and even some Nazi history about Nazis and how bad they were. But it could also be his fault, because he definitely knew, he definitely chose that path instead of like taking it seriously. Because from what I can tell you, he's an ambitious son of a bitch. He really is an ambitious son of a bitch. So yeah, that's what he's been thinking of recently. And from my own view, of course, from my own point of view, today he's relatively not a good person. He's still not a good person, and it only really got worse when I decided to not chat with him. He harasses me a lot about my body and stuff, even though he's asthmatic. He is actually asthmatic in real life, and he has very alarming traits that I'm questioning why his family still hasn't confiscated any of his devices. I mean, also in real life, he also He also draws swastikas and does the Nazi salute for some reason. And the surprise in real life. And the surprising part is that nobody gets it. My students are 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 relatively like oblivious to what his actions and and his meaning behind it. And I'm the only person who knows it because I have been there. I have seen it before and I have learned about it before. And I can say that it might be my fault, but it was truthfully it was also his fault because he took that route instead of taking it like a threat. So what you're seeing here is a guy who's letting out all his edginess, his inner 13, 14-year-old, early primal teenage tropic or some crap outside to people that he no one accept him. So that's what happened. Anyways, let's get to the crap. Right, so let's see here, because I've seen this. I have seen what his pictures said before. I've seen what the replies are, and to be frank, they were relatively. Many of them were not supportive of his idealist approach. Many of them are absolutely livid with what he said. Like, for example, the first reply is saying, "I'm not on either side. You're a retard." And then the second one states that he's underaged. That he wasn't wrong. He was 15. I am 15. But I know what's wrong here. And someone else, of course, decided he was going to be anti-degenerate. Right? And then the next reply is this. I think anti-degeneracy people go too far sometimes and basically become its form of degeneracy. Rather than either side, I'm pro-generation. I'm sorry if I messed up a few words there, but yes, I do agree with him. Anti-degeneracy just goes way out of the way, just to go extremism. They're extremists trying to view that they aren't degenerates, when in reality they're basically a subversion of it, or they basically form its own type of degeneracy. That's what I'm saying. That's what the user is saying, and I think he's definitely correct on that one. Not gonna lie. And the next reply is funny because it's actually true. POV, you're 14 and have just learned about fascism through parts of Iron YouTubers. He wasn't wrong. He was only 14 when he learned about these things. He learned about Nazis. But the problem is that it was from me. Okay, but I'm saying that I am the one who teaches them about history. He was the one to look through all of that. And rather than avoiding it, he just gladly accepts it. Like, dude, what? Why? And then this is his reply. Think again. You'll eventually have to pick sides. Knowing it'll affect you in the foreseeable, I have no idea. I'm taking action as early as I can before it ruins the future of our generation. If our generation is bad enough, think about the next one. It won't just magically be better than the previous one. Something has to be done. What does pro-generation look like for you? Half degen, half traditionalist, like a caveman with a retard making machine. And then we actually have a relatively a cultured user. I won't. Cassandra of LFA. I'm sorry if I probably mispronounced that. And I'm not gonna read all of this, but if you could read this, then just pause the video or screenshot it, because and yeah, this is definitely not what Sage was liking, but I won't actually hate. I won't hate. I'll just accept whatever this person is. He or she might be enjoying whatever they have, whatever they can harbor, and I'll just accept it. Alright, that's your liking. That's what you do. That's it. And then this is what he says. That's not even halfway close. Albeit it in some ways has to do something with fascism, but doesn't get involved affects my purpose of why I'm doing this. Basically supporting positive symbolic production. Generation of complex evolving systems and anything that works towards the end. Degeneracy proper is whatever retards our progress, so that includes wasteful hedonist activity, but also cancerous forms of censorship. And the next reply, this is the one that caught my eye. because it is complex, but it is filled with facts and truths that I feel like Sage has no chance of winning. This argument, it should have been the end. It should have ended this whole. And this is what it is, of course. The belief that literally anything in this wacky material plane of existence can be neatly sorted into either one or two polar opposite and mutually exclusive categories, and whatever that word is, to encourage divisions in society and distract us from more important things that are currently unfolding on a global scale every day. Everything is all over the place, and that's just how it is. It is a futile effort to try to force the endless chaos of the world into a few overgeneralized little boxes to make it simpler for them or for puny human brains to understand them. There is nuance in everything, and anyone who tells you otherwise is a narrow-minded and deluded by their simplistic ideology and the propaganda that inspired it. Do not or don't listen to them. See shades of gray. Everything is shades of gray. Don't give in to the reactionary nonsense. Don't let it get to you. Be nuanced, be complicated, be real. This user has earned my respects because he is truthfully, he told it. He definitely nailed that. He nailed with his description. He nailed with his reply. He nailed everything down to the slightest bit. This is what Sage should have stopped. He should have stopped here because this man, this guy, he just ended it all. He just stopped. He should have stopped the argument. This is what it is. A true fact. A true ending. And yet Sage still continued. And here's the other replies. By the way, this guy is very good. So basically, art ends actually building things. Yep, this is what people swept up in negative politics lose sight of. Keck. What? What is that? You would like that, wouldn't you? I agree with Nishzi when he said morality police like Christians hate both sex and life, and sex is more natural and normal. I call this a Abraxan. Abraxas is the Gnostic deity of ambiguity. It's like a Tao that exists between yin and yang and actually encompasses it because that liminal space is where reality actually happens. Very nice. Interesting. Thanks for the reply, Anon. I'll look into it. I have a non-autonomous worldview. Something double-digit IQ mouth breeders default to treating as their side. Smooth thoughts for smooth brains. There's a trend now, metamodernism and embracing ambiguity and paradox. This is not degeneracy. Degenerates bully, steal, includes tax evasion, corporate fraud, exploitation. Murder includes spreading toxic chemicals, insurance scam, rape includes, sorry I'm laughing at that, I'm sorry, I guess I can say it in front of my mom. Rape includes priests, lying includes traumatizing children with made up stories about hell and demons. You don't care about actual degeneracy. Your soul's demon, devoid of empathy. That one hits hard. That one hits hard. If Sage would have seen that, he knew he hit the nail as well. Just like this guy, he hit the nail just as hard as the previous. I'm pretty sure it doesn't hit as hard, but it's still very hard with the last line. You don't care about actual degeneracy. You're a soulless demon, devoid of empathy. Because that's the truth. Sage in real life is completely devoid of any single empathy in his own little world space. And it's honestly just not surprising. Because if you know about Nazis, they lack empathy. They lack sustenance. They lack any form of emotions. This is what Sage is. He lacks emotion and empathy and anything that suggests that he's a good person. He is a good person. Sometimes he's a good person in real life. I wouldn't say that, but still, that doesn't excuse everything he has done. I've done bad things myself as well. I know they're bad. But Sage, this is what he's doing. It's bad. We're like being a contrarian loser with no morals. No wonder they think AI can replace humans with people like you walking around. Degeneracy is awesome. Fuck you. Oh my god. I didn't think there was a difference between ambiguity and paradox. I wouldn't have used both words. Ask questions make me uncomfortable. Oh, I love that. Show me an eightfold profile picture of him agreeing with an 18-foot cock and give like retard. What is going? Yeah, this turned into something else entirely. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who's that. That is. Why are you making a chat GPT joke? Generate a response to this where you're the base jack and I'm Giga Chad, retard. Listen, even Donnie admits he has a problem. Young women are his alcohol. He's like an alcoholic. You put a pretty young woman in front of him, he can't help himself, you know. He starts shaking like he put some scotch in front of an alcoholic. Even Achilles has his heel. It's not his fault. He's sick. He has a problem. No. An AGB trans being Repahan polycule has been discovered in your area. You are called for to defend what is good and decent. Will you answer the call, or will you shirk your duty and follow degeneracy to spread? Degeneracy, if I have to pick. But I think you can be degenerate in terms of theory, good or stuff, and depending on the internet. But I still have discipline in life and eat right. Certainly, I don't drink or eat or drink junk food, so that's a start. I have a problem with my mental health, but I know something's wrong with me. And this is it. The last one. It's gonna take these normie retards another 6 years to get tired of Hitler, right? Big slop, and then we'll have to deal with them playing as being edgy. Yep. That's the problem. And that's pretty much it. That's the entire reply. And for Sage, the situation is grim for him. Because he made this up. The thread has been archived. So, yeah, I think the moderators or admins saw this and like had enough of this bullshit. So they just stopped. Yeah, this is what happens, Sage. This is what happens when you create when you look at a problem and make it even worse. Oh, as a side note, as a bit of bonus content, this is what he has been replying to me. This is what he has been replying. All of this, like, there's pictures, and don't ask me what that is. He's just looking at random art threads, and he called me up, planning a scam about bring back the USSR. I don't even like the USSR. All right, why do you keep calling me a communist? I've always hated that point. So just stop telling me that. I'm tired of, and he's been calling me that since grade 8. So now we're grade 10, and I'm starting to get tired of this bullshit. Like, he's calling these people undesirables, bro. I know this thread is bad, but oh my god, is this you? No one learned fashion that I'm not the best. I need personal issues with my family. I just told him, given an excuse about having personal issues with my family. He's trying to pull me into the argument. What am I even supposed to tell here? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Alright, get the issue arguments here, but I don't even know what is it. I'll keep you updated though. I know you're a valuable ally in eradicating these degenerates. What am I supposed to tell them? What am I supposed to say? Argue that I'm even worse than Sage? I'm not a communist, alright? I know when to be careful. And Sage, he didn't know when to be careful. He accidentally stepped on the wrong foot at the wrong time and at the wrong era. This isn't the 1940s checkmate or the 1930s checkmate as well. This is the fucking 21st century. Alright? This is the fucking modern era. Change it, alright? Right? Time check. We're no longer in a period of Nazis being supported. No, this isn't Germany. This is the Philippines. This is the international stage where everyone is changing. They know the negatives. They've learned. They've seen it, of course. They've seen it through past traumatic experiences. And now you're only bringing it back. That's not saving. That's not saving a generational problem. That's tormenting them and giving them an excuse to become even worse. Alright? You don't save a generation by saying that by putting up a Nazi flag and saying that you could help them. Alright? And in fact, the swastika that wasn't even a German creation. It was an Indian creation. But the Nazis popularized it and made it into the symbol that we know it and synonymous with today. To be fair, I don't have much words to say. This is starting to get concerning. Also, this one. Yeah, my phone's a bit shit, but yeah, I don't want to say what's going on here. It's just someone else having problems, and I'm pretty sure they deleted the post, the thread, because yeah, I'm very sorry. So that wraps up everything that has happened. I'm sure that has wrapped up everything, because I'm definitely tired of Sage's bullshit. I'm tired of what he's been doing. I mean, he's been annoying ever since, but this is beyond comprehension. This is beyond human decency. He's basically bombarded with people who actually are angry for good reasons. They know Sage. I mean, I know Sage, and I know he has been laconic and extremely pervasive and fanatic of the idea of being a Nazi and being a fascist. And you want to know the crazy part? He's a Catholic. He loves Christ, and yet he's a Nazi. He loves the Nazis while liking Christ. That is not how a Christian works, mate. I'm not sure if you can survive off that. Christ wouldn't accept you. Maybe Christ wouldn't accept me. I mean, I know Sage has a lot of time to probably change, but still, this is concerning behavior. This is concerning actions. This is concerning to the universe, the international stage, even if it's a local thread, even if it's something else that only 4chaners would see. They could still make this into a lesson of what our generation should not do. Gabriel, out.